Hello, welcome to the Feel Good Factor. I'm Susmita Veganosaurus and I'm so glad you're here today. This is a podcast about mindfulness and joyfulness for entrepreneurs and creative souls. If you enjoyed this episode of the podcast, you're going to love my free newsletter, The Feel Good Tribe. I send out emails once or twice a month, loaded to the gills with lots of tips and recipes and all kinds of information. Go to my website veganosaurus.com/newsletter and sign up. The link is in the show notes. Now, on to today's episode. I hear strange noises in the night. I see a scary woman at the window. That guy has 3 cats and 1 ghost. These are things that we're learning on our Italian lesson on the Duolingo app. I love learning new languages, and recently the language that I've been learning is Italian. And the Duolingo app is fantastic. Oh, this is not an ad for Duolingo or anything like that. There's a point to what I'm sharing. As I kept learning these these sentences, I was wondering, why are they talking about all this? Why are they teaching us about creepy people and ghosts and stuff like that? How is that going to serve us? But as I kept learning, I realized that in this process of, scary women and ghosts and cats and whatnot, I had learned how to say, I can't sleep well in this hotel, I'd like to change my room, please, or immediately, let's get out of here, things like that. I had learned all kinds of other sentences and they were sticking strongly in my brain. Much later, on one of the days, I was reading Duolingo's blog posts, and one of the topics that they'd covered is, why do we teach you all kinds of funny and silly and weird things? Why are those sentences a part of the app, a part of your learning process? And the answer they had was so simple, it made so much sense to me. They say that if the sentence is strange or weird, then it's going to stick in our brains. It's going to help us remember much more strongly than if we learn just some normal sentences like, okay, I'd like to change this room. Please, where is, the nearest hotel I can go to? Instead of normal sentences like that, because I'd been thinking about strange noises and ghosts and all kinds of funny, silly things, I could remember the core lessons that I needed to learn. The core information got retained in my brain. The brain captured it very well. I was like, that's brilliant, isn't it? Instead of teaching us in some straight-faced way, some serious lessons, they've really thought about the human brain and our memories and how to help us really learn and retain information, and they have formatted their lessons that way. And that got me thinking. When it comes to building your brand on social media or your website or YouTube or anywhere, when you write posts, create content, write emails, whatever you share, if you are a little bit weird, if you are a little strange off the normal way, right? Like if you don't do things that everybody else is doing in the cookie cutter fashion, if you do it differently, if you are fearless and you can be yourself and let the silliness come out sometimes, that information gets retained very well. Your brand recall becomes much stronger in people's minds. When we used to run our restaurant, way back when, this was way before reels and video content became a big deal and all that, newly Facebook had introduced the live video option. And I made so much use of it in such a fun way. For me, it was just like being silly and, a nice team building activity. So I'd get all my guys together and we'd think up a very silly skit and we'd act out that skit under live video. And then at the end of it, of course, we'd announce, a special product that's coming up, or an event, or one of the items on our menu we'd promote. We'd use it to do that. So it was a very fun and silly marketing thing. And for us, we really enjoyed ourselves. And it was nothing like any other business was doing. Whether vegan or non-vegan doesn't matter. Nobody else was doing this. Nobody else was taking their team together and being silly on video and being approachable. That really helped us build without really realizing it or intending it. On hindsight, I realized that it built our community, much more in a bigger way, in a stronger way. People remembered us. People got familiar with the entire team. People laughed at the silly skits. And the skits were not professional or anything, right? We were all a bunch of amateurs acting. But it endeared us to our community, our followers, our audiences. It got our videos shared to their circles and stuff like that. It was a beautiful way to market. If we had been like all the other brands were being all professional and stylish and like very serious, only okay beautiful food photographs or talking in a very formal way, if we had done that, we would have been one face among many. So in your brand, in your own creativity, you might have sometimes got silly ideas, funny ideas, but you might be hesitating. No, I don't want to write this way. I don't want to be truly myself. I don't want to make jokes. What will people think? Second, guessing your thoughts, your ideas that you get, your creative ideas, out of the box thinking. Don't do that. Don't second guess yourself. Just go for it. Have fun. Sameness is it's a formula for blandness. It's a formula to get forgotten very, very easily. If your content, your photographs, your writing, your pictures, your videos, if it's the same thing as all the others, you'll get easily forgotten. But weirdness, strangeness, a little creativity, being yourself more and more, so that it is you are uncopyable. It's just you. The more you are that, the more you let yourself play and have fun while you do your marketing, your brand building, your content creation. The more you do that, the more you will be remembered. Weirdness is a formula for being remembered, being recalled. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you today. Think about this. And today, tomorrow, the next piece of content you create, or an email you send, or a video, or your podcast, whatever. Next time even within your own business, if when you're talking to your own customers or clients or anything, how can you add in just a little bit of whimsy and silliness so that you will be remembered? All right, thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Feel Good Factor. If you're not on my newsletter, don't forget to sign up. veganosaurus.com/newsletter. The link is in the show notes. Talk to you again next week. Take care. Bye.